Mason, how you doing, my friend? Good. Welcome back. It's been a couple of years, but I still remember. Welcome back, my friend. You're welcome. Mason, I'm going to give you a little update on what we do and why I come up here. I don't know if you remember, but every Sunday I come up here. That way, when you go home, you get something and you remember something. Okay? So every Sunday, if you don't remember the songs, if you don't remember the verse, at least I can take 15 minutes of my time to remind you something very, very important. All right, Mason, where's your eyes? Show me your eyes. Yeah, close them. That's right. Good. Who knows where their eyes at? Where's their eyes? Philip, you got big eyes. Got big eyes for a little kid like this. Oh, you have big eyes. Little eyes. Okay, fine. Little eyes. Why do you think God gave you eyes?
To look.
Huh?
To look.
To look? To see. Okay. Any other answers? Why do you have eyes? Yes.
To know what you're doing.
To see what you're doing, to know what you're doing. David, why do you think God gave you eyes?
So you can see.
So you can see. Good answer. Any other answers? Why? Yes.
To see.
To see. What did he give you eyes to see? What does he want you to see?
I saw.
Saw. Okay.
He wants, like, if we cannot read,
That's right. He gave you eyes to read. What else? Why do you think God gave you eyes? Yes.
to read the Bible.
Correct. Yes.
And to look at people.
To look at people, that's also correct. David, Gabriel, any ideas on why God gave you eyes? Yes. Huh? Jump? Jump is good also. I'm okay with that. Yes.
Если у нас не было глаз, то мы не видели, куда бы мы бы шли.
Правильно. Правильно. Any other? David, why do you think, Gabriel, why do you think God gave you eyes? You have big eyes also. Why do you think God gave you eyes? You ever think about that? Did he give you eyes to look at scary stuff? No, that's okay. We covered that base. Did he give you eyes to keep them closed? No, right? No. He gave you eyes to use, right? He gave you eyes to look at stuff. He gave you Mason eyes to look at me, right? Because eyes is part of listening. Seeing is part of listening. How does that make sense? Even if you can't hear and you can see the lips moving, some people can read lips and understand what the person is talking about. God gave you eyes. That way, from your eyes, all you see goes where? To your heart. So, I will clarify. So, if God gives you eyes to look at the flowers, show me your flowers. You can get up. You ever get up? I'll show. We're going to demonstrate. How many colors does he ever have on your flowers? Can somebody tell me? Yes.
Blue, pink, orange, green.
That's right. You're missing one.
And light pink?
Yes. 5 colors. God gave us eyes to look at the wonderful colors of the earth. God gave us eyes to see His glory, His creation. God gave us eyes that way we can learn. Okay? It's not a question. God gave us eyes that way we can look at what He created. Did you know, fingers out of your nose, did you know that God created the heavens and the earth, and God created the stars that way your eyes can look at it and glorify His name? So Victoria, let's get up. So, no, sit down. So, when God created the earth, God created the stars. And you know what? When He created the stars, you know what He said? Gabriel, what did He say? Let's put that away for a second. What did He say? I've created the heavens that way you can look at it and glorify God. So God gave us eyes to look at all His creation. Who knows what a praying mantis looks like? You know, right? Because you've seen it before, right? That's because God gave you eyes to see. Right? So God gave, yes.
There's
There's a what? There was one right there. It looks like something. Yes. See? God gave you eyes to see it. But God did not give you eyes to look at scary stuff. God did not, you ready, Mason? God did not give you eyes to look at scary stuff. Why? Because when you look at scary stuff, it goes inside and winds up here and here. And what happens when you look at scary stuff? Angela, any idea what happens when you look at scary stuff? You don't sleep at night. Because what you see comes down to here and here. So when you wake up in the night and you're shaken, why? Because you look at scary stuff. Very important to know why God gave you eyes to see. That way you can see of everything that He's created and glorify His name. Jesus Christ. Who knows who Jesus Christ is? Jesus? Remember? Yeah, He died on the cross for us. Remember Him? Yes. In Matthew chapter 6, verse 22. Matthew chapter 6, verse 22. There's a very important verse where Jesus wants to clarify and explain to us why He gave us eyes. Eyes. Let's read it. You ready for it? It's your time to shine, my friend. Second grader? You're in second grade? Fourth. Close.
The light of the body is the eye, and therefore thine eye is single, thy whole body shall be full of light.
Next verse, if you could. Next one. Go ahead.
But if thine eye be evil, the whole body shall be full of darkness. And therefore the light that is in thee be darkness, how great is that darkness?
What is He saying? Any idea? What is Jesus saying? So He's saying, I gave you eyes to look at the light. Everybody look at the light. Look at the light. When you look at the light, what do you see? You see stuff. I would turn off the light, but I don't want to leave. But when you turn off the light, can you see anything? No. When you get up early in the morning and you hit your foot, why? Because you can't see anything. That's why God said, those who look at the light can see the truth. So they can see that when there's light on, you see that there's a book and Bible in front of you and there's a desk. But He's saying the people that love darkness. What happens in the dark? Bad stuff. You hit your knee, you hit your foot. It's the same concept as looking at the light or looking at the truth. God gave you eyes to look at the light. God gave you eyes to look at the truth. God gave you eyes that way in the middle of the night you can see the stars and glorify His name. But what happens when we look at dark stuff? When we look at evil stuff? When we look at people doing bad stuff to other people? What happens? It comes in here and it comes in here. And then we wake up in the middle of the night and sweat. Why? Because we've seen something horrible. Be careful on how you use what God has given you. If God has given you eyes to glorify Him, if God has given you eyes to see His light, use it for that. Don't use your eyes for anything else. Why? Because then you will have nightmares. Nightmares are messages that are inside your head due to what you already seen. It's not a question. I'll let you talk. It's not a question. God eyes for you to see at God's creation. Eyes is for you to see the truth, to see the light. That way, but if you look at the darkness, it should be dark inside. It will be dark inside here and here. Be careful on what you watch. Be careful on what you use your eyes for. Because what happens is that Philip runs to my room and says, Ma, Victoria's watching Halloween. I know what he's talking about. What happens? Then you can't sleep at night. God says, be careful on what you do with your eyes. Because your eyes are given for you by God. That way you can look at the light. You can see of everything that's good. You can look at the stars. Who likes the galaxies? Who likes the galaxy, right? The galaxy. My wife's, one of their favorite things are the galaxies. The stars, the millions of stars in the earth. And God said, I've created everything for you to look at. And to praise God for that. Eyes have only one function, is to see. Our mouth has a lot of functions. We can talk, we can be quiet, we can say good things, we can say bad things. Eyes have one, to see good or bad. I've looked through the Bible and there's not that much of what the eyes can do. But this one verse that Jesus said, be careful on how you use your eyes. All right, David? Your eyes, where's your eyes? Close your eyes for a second. Everybody close your eyes. Fully closed. Fully closed. Can you see me?
Yeah.
No, obviously not. That makes, if you did, then we have a problem. Good. Everybody close. Okay, open your eyes. Can you see me now?
No.
Okay, yes, correct.
No.
All right, Mason, you can see me. You just choose not to see me, my little friend. All right? All right. Any prayer requests today?